Right, hello people, this is my season review so far, and I decided to do this because it's halfway through the Premier League season. I'm gonna look back on all the games, so starting with, I'm gonna include the Community Shield as well. So that was, in terms of performance, it was against Arsenal. It wasn't, it was an average game, it wasn't that good of a game to watch, and we obviously lost that on penalties. 4-1 on penalties. Then that was the first game of the season. The second game of the season was obviously the first Premier League game, match day 1 of the Premier League, and we lost to Burnley at home 3-2. For me, it wasn't the best first half performance. The second half we were brilliant, but for me, I don't necessarily blame the players because some of them we weren't. Our squad wasn't at its best in terms of its shape and its strength or depth. It still isn't, to be honest, but the first half of that game really showed what the problems were with our transfer policy and etc. But in the second half of that game we were brilliant and we only lost 3-2, which is a shame. Then getting into the following game, which was against Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur. For me, this win was due. This win away to Tottenham was due because we haven't, although it was at Wembley, we haven't beaten Tottenham away from home since 2012. So it was also a very good performance, a very solid, compact Chelsea team, and some of the players were actually injured in unfamiliar positions, which is obviously good. And yeah, we won that game 2-1. Two Marcus Alonso goals saw us through that game. And then the following game, which took place on the 27th of August, we beat Everton 2-0. The Spanish duo connect again, and that Spanish duo was Cesc Fabregas and Alvaro Morata. It was a dominant performance, and Everton weren't stopping us then. And then the following game, into September, the second month of the Premier League, we faced Leicester, and we beat them 2-1. For me, it wasn't necessarily the best performance from certain players, but no matter, we got the job done, and Leicester did give it. Leicester away is never an easy fixture, so I commend the Blues for that one. And then on 3 days later, we played Karabag in match day 1 of the UEFA Champions League, and we beat them 6-0. Only one highlight we need to remember: Davide Zappacosta's brilliant goal. Cross shot, whatever you want to call it. And then a disappointing game to watch against Arsenal, which ended 0-0. Disappointing from both sides, to be honest, and I'm sure that we expected more from both sides. We expected a better performance from both sides. I don't agree with anyone who says that Arsenal were better in that game, because they really weren't. Neither side both sides lacked intensity. Excuse the noise. The following game was our Carabao Cup game against Nottingham Forest, and we obviously won 5-1. And another highlight from that was Charlie Basonda's first ever goal for us. So credit to him, he deserved that, and he was the best player on the pitch then. And then another. This cold just doesn't go away. The following game, Stoke away. Again, another difficult fixture. And if there was anyone that deserved a hat-trick in that game, it was Alvaro Morata. What a brilliant hat-trick that was. His second goal was a blinder. I suggest that if you haven't seen it yet, go and watch it, because it was a brilliant goal and a brilliant performance from the team. That was 4-0. And then for me, arguably the best performance of the season so far, Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, 27th of September. Atletico Madrid 1, Chelsea 2. I suggest that if you haven't seen my reaction to Batshuayi's goal in that game, go and watch it. It'll make you laugh. And again, it was a brilliant performance. Atletico Madrid weren't stopping us. They had no chance. They were second best throughout the entire game. And yeah, that's all I need to say on that one. Let me take my glasses off. And then the following game, it was Chelsea versus Manchester City in the Premier League. This is one I'd prefer to forget because it was a poor performance. It was a terrible performance, arguably so because of what happened during the week in the Champions League, because obviously we played Atletico Madrid away from home. But for me, it was a terrible performance, and from what I saw on the telly when I watched it, we struggled to get out of our own half in that game. There was an international break just after, so I think that was like 2 weeks. Let me check. Yeah, it was exactly 2 weeks. And in the following Premier League game, we got beaten by Crystal Palace. Enough said. We got beaten by Crystal Palace, who struggled to score, and we lost that game 2-1. And at this point, we were in a bad spell because the following game was a 3-3 draw with AS Roma. And in my opinion, we deserved to get battered in that game. We should have lost that game at least 6-3, or maybe by more, because it wasn't the best performance. It wasn't the best defensive performance, but going forward, we were brilliant. And then the following game, which was a must-win, because at this point we were fighting for Conte, because there was speculation going around about his job security, and we won the game 4-2. It wasn't necessarily the best performance, but we showed grit and determination. I apologise if you heard the noise. We showed grit and determination and the fighting spirit after going 2-1 down, and Conte's magic actually worked, so credit to him. Credit to him. The following game was another Carabao Cup game between us and Everton, and we won 2-1. Not too much to shout about, but it was a decent performance, and we deserved to go through. The following game was another Premier League game against Bournemouth, and we were away to Bournemouth, so we were playing them at Dean Court or the Vitality Stadium, whichever one, either the same stadium, and we won the game 1-0, even though it should have been at least 4, because we were brilliant. We just didn't take our chances. And then again, another game I prefer to forget. Roma away. All I need to say about that one is that we conceded the fastest ever Champions League goal, and that we struggled in front of the goal. That's all I need to say. That was for October. For November, we kicked off our November campaign on Bonfire Night against Manchester United, and all of you know that I cannot stand these guys. You lot know what I think about them. I cannot stand them. And my word, the performance made me cry. That's how good we were. We were that good. Chelsea won that game by 1-0. Alvaro Morata scored the winning goal, and I actually got my prediction right for that game. There was another international break just in between the next Premier League game and the one which took place between us and Manchester United, and the following game was an away day to West Bromwich Albion, and we won 4-0, and deservedly so, because we were cutting them open time and time again. And West Brom were actually in crisis at that point, so credit to us for putting in a good performance there. And then the next game was crucial, not only for securing qualification to the last 16, but for the following Premier League game, because our following Premier League game was Liverpool. But I'll talk about our game against Karabakh first. It was a brilliant performance. I wouldn't give anyone less than 8 out of 10 in that game, because we had to conserve energy in that game, and Karabakh away is never an easy fixture, and that's the furthest we've ever had to travel in a Champions League game, so credit to us again. The following game was a 1-1 draw with Liverpool, and for me, I don't understand how we did not win this game with the chances we had. Hazard was running rings around Henderson and the rest of their midfield. Liverpool, for me, they got lucky, because it was just a Bakayoko mistake, or maybe a defensive mistake. I'm not going to blame Bakayoko. It was a defensive mistake that led to their goal. And for me, they were lucky that we didn't score more than one. The following game was a Premier League match against Swansea, where I'm on Sky Sports looking through all of our results. By the way, they're a very reliable website. So yeah, but our following game was against Swansea City at home. Not too much to shout about, but it was a decent performance, I have to admit. For me, the best Swansea player on that pitch was Van der Horn. He was cutting out most of our attacks, and yeah, Rudiger got his first Premier League goal and his second Chelsea goal, so good for him. The following game, this led us into December. Whoops, my head's itching. And this game was actually live on Sky Sports between Chelsea and Newcastle United, and Chelsea won 3-1. And again, it was another dominant performance, and it was a shame that we couldn't keep the clean sheet, and it was a shame that we conceded the goal in that fashion. For me, Marcos Alonso really should have just punted the ball. He really should have pivoted and punted the ball away from goal, but it doesn't matter because Chelsea got the win on that day, so that was 3-1. And in the last group game of the Champions League was a 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid. Again, I do not know how we did not win this game, because it was effectively similar to our performance in Madrid. We were peppering them chance after chance after chance after chance. A defensive mistake sees them go ahead again. 2 defensive mistakes against Atletico Madrid see them score twice against us, and luckily Atletico Madrid, they were just lucky. And the following game was just terrible. We were absolutely dreadful from minute 1 to minute 90. We had little pedigree going forward, and this was obviously against West Ham United, where we lost that game 1-0. That's all I need to say about that one. I don't really want to remember that one. The next game after that, which took place on the 12th of December, was our away game against Huddersfield Town, and we won 3-1, and I got my prediction right. Oh yeah, boy. Prediction right. I said 3-1. It was a brilliant performance. Take nothing away from Huddersfield though, because they made it hard for us. And for me, I want Huddersfield to stay up because I like them and I like their fans and their manager. Plus, they beat United 2-1. Happy days. But it was a brilliant performance from a makeshift team, so I'm happy with that one. Then it was a 1-0 victory over Southampton. Marcos Alonso with another sexy free kick. Typical Marcos Alonso. And then the following game, getting towards the end now, which took place between Chelsea and Bournemouth in the Carabao Cup at Stamford Bridge. It was a 2-1 victory for the Blues. Alvaro Morata actually getting his 10th goal for Chelsea, and unfortunately got suspended for the following game. And for me, that was a load of bollocks, because he kicked the ball away only because the Bournemouth players were trying to get the ball off him whilst he's celebrating his wife's pregnancy and the goal, obviously. But no matter, we got the victory. And don't get me wrong, Bournemouth did give us a scare in that second half. And in the game which took place today between Chelsea and Everton, we were actually away because we faced them at Stamford Bridge earlier in the Premier League. So we were away, and it was 0-0. And for me, I've done my review on this game already, but I'm gonna give you some more insight. Maybe an addition. For me, Chelsea deserved to win that game, hands down. Everton did not offer anything going forward. They offered a second to none going forward. Only a few counter-attacking chances, but that was just they all fizzled out due to our defensive solidity. Defensively, don't get me wrong, their defenders were the best players, not their forwards or their midfielders, their defenders. And I don't even think their goalkeeper was that good. they I don't know, but they were very lucky. They had 0 shots on target, 5 shots on goal, 0 on target. We had 25 on goal and 8 on target. To be honest, I can see that we're starting to get tired after a long run. So hopefully we get some January signings, and hopefully Conte rotates. You know what? I want to see Callum Hudson-Odoi start against Brighton. That would be very brilliant, and maybe Musonda, so that we can rest Willian and Pedro. That's if we play Callum Hudson-Odoi on the wing, because that would be brilliant. It would be brilliant to experiment with the young players as well as play them in their natural positions, but that's for another day. But as you can tell, I was frustrated by the draw, because Everton, in my opinion, they lacked quality pretty much all over the pitch, and they didn't deserve a point. They didn't even deserve a goal, let alone a point. And yeah, I know it was 0-0, but they did not deserve that point. Chelsea deserved the 3 points, and it's a shame that we didn't get them. But anyways, that's my season review so far. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment and subscribe to my channel. I also apologise if you heard any loud singing. I'll try and get some noise cancellers in the future. But yeah, like, comment and subscribe to my channel. I shall be doing my Premier League review, my season review, at the end of the season. And I'll see you all later. So come on, you. Oh my gosh, I'm very tired. Forgive me. Come on, you Blues. Keep the blue flag flying high. Up the Chelsea. And I'll see you all very soon. Goodbye for now. And Merry Christmas. This is probably the weirdest ending, but yeah, I need to go. So see you later.